Begin. Meanie Mouse up to speed straight away. There's Mr. Pointy 3. Keith the Teeth bravely against that spinner of Meanie Mouse. Mr. Pointy in there as well. Good little gyro turn there from Meanie Mouse. That weapon spinning very well in the middle. Something's come flying off. I don't know. It was a foam ear from Meanie Mouse. Gets behind Mr. Pointy, but struggling to get underneath Mr. Pointy. That's interesting. Keith the Teeth stuck against the wall. A big nick there on Mr. Pointy. Meanie Mouse. Oh, and a big hit there. Something was flying off. Oh, got some smoke from Keith the Teeth. So they're going to stop the fights. Dave takes it out of the arena, stick it in his big ammo box and try and contain any potential charred remains. Meanie Mouse and Mr. Pointy 3. Back up to speed goes Meanie Mouse's weapon. Mr. Pointy now on top of Meanie Mouse, and now the damage is starting to come from Meanie Mouse. The weapon is spinning. Good little spin and turn there, trying to get round to the back of Mr. Pointy. Well driven, Mr. Pointy, staying out of trouble. That's not up and over, turned over, and the link is out, and that is that. Meanie Mouse taking the win. Begin. Look at that, straight out of the traps there was DECALODON. Up to speed is the Combobulator, and now look at this, Antithesis trying to use the crush to get through that top plate, and has done so. Straight through, look at that. Crushing in and puncturing the top armour of the Combobulator, and meanwhile DECALODON goal hanging the pit butt. This is Dom, come on now, you're better than this. He really is goal hanging the pit. Can Antithesis release? They can't, so we're going to try and separate them. Novel idea, a different take on a combat robot at this scale. DECALODON straight to the pit button and pushing, the Combobulator on the pit, but escapes just about. DECALODON in underneath. Antithesis no longer with the weapon. DECALODON trying to get around to the side. Something's come flying off. I think it was a cable type. No, it was a belt. I think the weapon belt off of Combobulator. In underneath goes DECALODON. Round the back. Antithesis in underneath, using the forks to good advantage. They haven't got the crusher anymore. It did break in that exchange with Combobulator. Round to the side goes DECALODON, pushing Combobulator into the corner with Antithesis. Antithesis still being pretty effective without the weapon. They've got the forks to them. DECALODON trying to get round as well, trying to use their grabbing arm at the front. They also have a very low ground clearance and a very low centre of gravity. Dom was saying yesterday, all the way to the bottom of the robot, it struggles to get away, and snagged briefly there on Antithesis. Combobulator now without the weapon. What else has it got? That's another problem they have. As soon as the weapon goes, what can they really do? They have got the forks, not as much pushing power as something like DECALODON, who pushes Combobulator, who is right on the edge and down. And that is the end of Combobulator, and we are down to two, DECALODON and Antithesis. Oh, not long to go. Good self-right there from Antithesis. And we go to the judges between DECALODON and Antithesis. And we're back with our regular competitors. The uni bracket has stopped for now. We have PANTHOR in the arena, kind of pussycat style spinner. We have Boring Bot from Alex Shakespeare, and we have Befuddle as well. And joining me on commentary is Rory Mangles from Team Nuts, Team Monsoon. Anyone else?
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, join us in the arena with the most boring of robots. It is now stuck, not doing a whole lot.
Stuck in underneath Befuddle, and I think they're stuck together.
Lights in there that are turning on and off, which doesn't bode well, but...
PANTHOR's looking pretty handy though, they're starting to fight.
Oh, we have an attack.
We resume the fight, Boring Bot gets away, Befuddle hits the pit button, PANTHOR back up to speed as well.
Boring Bot looking a bit more mobile all of a sudden.
Absolutely, more agile around the arena.
As I say that, the drive seems cut out, but you know, commentators can.
It's having a bit of a day, isn't it?
It's going.
PANTHOR spins back up to speed once again. It looks a bit of a pain to control, but when it does connect, it does look pretty fun.
Befuddle looking slow and steady there.
Yeah, Befuddle going to in underneath Boring Bot once again. Boring Bot pushes PANTHOR into the wall. Now Boring Bot trying to push Befuddled into the weapon of PANTHOR. Panthor on its side, gets back down, befuddled in underneath Boring Bot.
Boring Bot seems to be controlling this fight somewhat, but it seems to be a little dangerously haphazard around the pit.
Yeah,
See if that...
Shaky seems desperate to drive down that pit. I wonder if it'll cost him. Befuddled, gently going about its business. Panthor has stopped on the arena. It's twitching, but
I think it might have lost the wheel or
translational
something.
movement, and that is the end of Panthor's fight, I think. Boring Bot and Befuddled remain. Boring Bot riding on top of Befuddled, trying to get it towards the pit, can't quite do it.
Boring Bot struggling to get underneath, but having the extra drive power seems to be working around it.
And that's the end of the fight.
That's the end of the fight.
Close fight. How would you judge that, Rory? Begin, and we are away. Kairos, well, going face to face with Ion, that's brave. The weaponry of Ion up to speed now. Oh, big smack there, and something's come off of Kairos as well. The wheel guard of Kairos has gone. Ion is up to speed, and something's gone flying.
Oh, this is brutal.
Absolute carnage in the arena. Ion up to speed again. I think Kairos is pinned there, but Baba Yaga, the little mini bot, is getting in underneath Ion. Something is snagged.
Looks like the saw was embedded in Ion's wheel.
No, it's free now, but something's... Pit button has been activated. Will Kairos fall into the abyss? Not quite, but I think it is decommissioned nonetheless. Baba Yaga, meanwhile, doing an excellent job of just kind of keeping that weapon at bay.
I think KAIROS' fight might be over, kind of perched on the corner of the pit.
Yeah, I think so. Ion trying to get a good purchase on the back of that half of Baba Yaga. It's so close, but it can't. The Link's cable tie has been snapped off, but
that mini-bot is doing great work.
Oh, and so is Ion's weapon, launching that half of Baba Yaga into the ceiling. Baba Yaga keeping it just at arm's length. Can't quite get a good connection. Now it does.
I think the mini-bot pushed him into Baba Yaga. Go on, mini-bot.
Oh, he's back on his wheels.
Yeah.
Good teamwork there from the
Saving the day.
And Ion being pushed back by the little mini-bot.
Absolute MVP
stuff.
of this fight so far.
Brilliant stuff. Ion held in the corner. I have to say the bigger half of Baba Yaga is looking a bit worse for where Ion is now released. They have to be held
straight back underneath.
I know. That mini-bot has been on it. Shame it's like its own separate entry, really.
Yes.
He'd be winning the fights. Push back again. That mini-bot has been excellent. Baba Yaga's big half limping through the fight, but Ion held at bay by the courageous little Baba Yaga mini-bots. Fantastic fight there.
That was very good.
Away we go. Big L&D up to speed. Douya 2 thinks about an attack and does get some sparks. And Douya, good attack again. Good driving from
Spice
Jevon.
getting pretty bent up, but I do love a good sit and spin bot.
Absolutely, and a good smack again from Big L&D.
I think it might be stuck in the wall all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think Cormoran is having issues, but it has high centered. Big L&D, can it get away? Jevon, leave it alone.
It's free.
Oh, Douya has stopped.
Oh no.
What happened to Douya? It was looking so good. And Douya has just decided to not anymore. Big L&D hits the pit. And that's it. That's the end of the
I don't want
fight.
to see what would happen if you try and get that thing down the pit, but have to wait.
Big in. Contradiction up to speed. WOBBA goes straight for it.
Beetle looks pretty nasty.
It does indeed. Contradiction trying to slice in. WOBBA holding on.
WOBBA stuck between two drums. It's not
a nice place to be. And there goes the link on WOBBA. And that's the end of that. Contradiction closing down the angles on poor old KOS-MOS, kind of left to it really. Has its own drum spinner, but doesn't seem as effective at the moment as
Not sure he's still moving. Oh, he's just moving. A little bit of life left in there. Not for long, I feel.
You can hear Joe counting him out. I think that's the end of the fight. Contradiction, that made it look very easy indeed, didn't it?
It did indeed, yes. Contradiction looking very strong there.
Excellent stuff from Contradiction in the red square, and sore loser by the Pipper, and straight over goes Lancer Frog. Sore loser closing the angles down on Lancer Frog upside down. Ray keeping a little bit of a watching brief at the moment. And there's that weapon of sore loser, so dangerous. Ray chasing Lancer Frog down, sore loser holding Ray in place. The weapon spun up. Is he going to release? No.
Going.
Weapon stop now.
Pit enable.
Pit is available.
Oh, weapons run back up. There you go.
When Sore Loser connects, it really connects. Pit's open, Lancer Frog shut down! Oh, Sir Lancer Frog.
Wrong place at the wrong time.
Absolutely, but look at Ray getting it underneath. Sore Loser. Weapon stop for now. Sore Loser's forks. The better ground game at the moment.
Oh.
Oh.
How's your top armor?
Okay for now, the weapon's not spinning on Sore Loser.
No, it is not.
Now it is. It's not looking... I haven't really seen those big hits that Sore Loser's famous for at the moment.
Certainly seems like it's going in and out. I don't know if he's doing that intentionally or if he's if it's just cutting out.
Certainly struggling. Ray in underneath Sore Loser. Ooh. Tell you what, Sore Loser hasn't really... Has he delivered the hits that we expected? Now I said that.
There you go.
Weapon spins up. Now we're going. And will it connect? Is he going to release it? Yes, he is.
There you
and
go.
a big chunk off the top, and Sore Loser now pinned against the wall. Ray holding them in there. Very good stuff from the Ray driver, keeping Sore Loser in trouble. We are down to a countdown.
Something coming out of the bottom of Ray there.
I'm not sure.
3, 2.
We are going to go to a judge's decision though. Something's coming out. What a good fight between the two.
Excellent fight.
We have NITRITE in the red square, BABRÓG from the blue, and Ares in the yellow by the pit button, and Ares zipping around to the back of NITRITE. NITRITE in underneath BABRÓG in that corner. Ares, of course, debuted last year at the Raptor event. Struggled throughout, but looks a lot better this time. And BABRÓG with a great suplex over the top. Brilliant stuff from BABRÓG, smooth as you like, but a big smack in return from NITRITE. Ares in underneath now, pushing NITRITE against the wall, and out! Great slam there by Ares, and we're down to 2. BABRÓG pushing Ares into the corner. Ares,
go for the pit. There it is.
I think the forks are stuck under the wall briefly, but free now is Ares. The weapon stuck forward, now free. Ares, that big smack has kind of split some of the 3D prints. Ares in underneath using the front hinge.
Not a good spot.
Can they nudge them back to that pit? They're struggling to. I don't think they can drive either. They've kind of high-centered themselves using BABRÓG, and I think we're going to have to unstick them.
That's a match pause, yeah.
Begin.
BABRÓG back towards the corner. Ares, statuesque, and BABRÓG in underneath. Can they go do another suplex in that corner? Ares does seem to be struggling a little bit for drive, and BABRÓG slams it into the near corner in the blue square.
Looks like the drive might be out on Ares.
No, I think it's stuck under its forks. Oh, the link's gone. Oh. Well, I think that's the end of Ares, is it? I think that's the end. Yep, I think we're done. BABRÓG is your winner.
Double
Pinning
knockout.
Ares in the corner.
Begin.
Away we go. Oh, the undercutter of Bum up to speed, but Abracadabra fears not. Pinning it in the corner. Turbine trying to get up to speed, does so to some effect. Bum back up to speed again. Abracadabra chasing it down, and a big slam there. Off comes that kind of protective wedge panel at the front.
Yeah, a little bit of armor coming off there.
Oh, big sparks as well. That's the end of that.
Armor panel's off completely.
Yep. Turbine in trouble as well. They've not really got that weapon into play as they would have liked. Bum, spinning up again. Good slam. More sparks. And again. Abracadabra absolutely fearless by the looks of it, just sending their robot into peril by any account.
The fact that they can stuff an undercutter and a lifter mechanism into a robot of that size is unbelievable.
It's incredibly complicated. There's not much room in there. Lots of spaghetti just squished in. Meanwhile, Turbine sticking in the action. Abracadabra again, kind of pinning them both together. Good attack again by Bum. Certainly the most destructive of the three. Abracadabra kind of bent and twisted, and a wheel has gone off Turbine. They're now struggling quite a lot to maneuver. Abracadabra still having its own personal vendetta against Bon and turning it over very nicely indeed. Can it right itself?
He's got that ear on the lifting arm to do so, but when he's up against the wall, he can't get himself
really
over.
Yeah, Henry's really struggling to turn it back over, and a big slam off the wall. Bon. Close, and down the pit. Excellent driving from Abracadabra, and now has just the fight with Turbine to go. We're going to go to a judge's decision. That was excellent.
What a great
Beanie by the pit. We are away. Speedy up to speed and slices off the link. Well, I thought it did, but it's still going.
Oh my goodness.
Flying into the wall as well. And upside down, and that's the end of Gizmo.
Is that really it already? The two robots stuck upside down.
Brilliant stuff from Speedy.
That's a very quick fight there.
That was very quickly done.
Very efficient.
Big
in. And away we go. Attitude Adjuster and Rudimental go head to head.
Yeah, absolutely. Three very, very experienced roboteers here who've iterated on these robots many times. We've had so many versions of Attitude Adjuster, but Attitude Adjuster slamming its spinner into the wall there.
EMP in underneath and does get a good cheeky flip on Attitude Adjuster, and again Rudimental using its lifter and kind of holding it open as a sort of grabbing device. It's a very, very versatile weapon on Rudimental.
Oh, little bit of a flip there for EMP.
EMP needs to get away from there quick. The pit button is active, he gets away nicely. Attitude Adjuster in underneath Rudimental.
All spinners back on.
It is. Oh, slamming the floor.
Some lovely hits on the floor, but not on robots, unfortunately, for him there.
So far, yeah, it's kind of struggling to get a good purchase. It might now, though.
He's spinning up, he got a hit on the roof, that's nice to see, and the pit has been opened.
It has indeed. EMP has now stopped, and the flipper will not retract. That doesn't look too healthy. And Attitude Adjuster pins it against the wall. Doesn't quite manage to get a good connect on it, though.
Oh, lovely lift there from Rudimental, managing to get Attitude Adjuster over, but Attitude Adjuster self-righting pretty much instantly there. Really nice to see.
Absolutely. EMP kind of harrying and chasing out. That's a good slam by Attitude Adjuster. That's what we want to see from that kind of weapon.
And again, some really good control from Attitude Adjuster in the second half of this fight. Definitely showing some promise.
It was!
But I spoke too soon! It's dragged Rudimental.
This is what he does! Felix Townsend gets the win! Away we go. Icebreaker up to speed, and Baby Drive-By speared the wedge of Icebreaker, the TPU wedge, punctured, and they cannot separate each other. And meanwhile, Blast Furnace is going to come in and hit them and use the hammer. Excellent dual weapons on Blast Furnace. I think we're going to have to separate these two because it was... Away we go. Icebreaker back up to speed again, zipping around the arena. Baby Drive-By. Oh, and something's come flying off of Blast Furnace. I think it was the removable link, and that is Blast Furnace eliminated. And Baby Drive-By now caught between a rock and a hard place. The corpse of Blast Furnace getting in the way. Icebreaker moving a lot nicer around the arena than when I saw it last time. It looks really, really nimble now. But Baby Drive-By also looks very maneuverable and aggressive. Can Baby Drive-By get round the back and avoid that big spinning weapon of Icebreaker? Not at the moment. Oh, and that's a big smack there on the already beaten Blast Furnace, and a big slam now on Baby Drive-By, and now in trouble. Icebreaker is the one harrying and pressuring. Baby Drive-By struggling really to kind of get around to the back where it needs to and avoid that big weapon on Icebreaker. It's causing all kinds of punishment, nearly out of the arena, but survives. Surprised Baby Drive-By hasn't gone for the pit yet, but Icebreaker cutting down all those angles to stop him from doing so. This is really, really well driven by the Icebreaker team. Now the pit button's pressed, but Icebreaker keeping the pressure on. Oh, almost in the pit. Almost in the pit, both of them, but they just survive. Icebreaker nudges Baby Drive-By down, and that's a win for Icebreaker. Again. Well, off goes James and Dan's robot spinning up. C.D.G very low to the ground and corralling and just grabbing hold of it. And unfortunately, Muhammad Al-B has speared itself into the wall. Can they free themselves? I don't think they can. They're trying their best. They're wiggling, but there's no real movement. The drill's spinning, but they can't get away. C.D.G and James and Dan's robot kind of having a cursory dance together. James and Dan's robot trying to free them, thinks better of it. C.D.G round the back of James and Dan's robot once again. C.D.G nudging James and Dan's robot around. Spinning up now. And gets a good collision there on C.D.G. C.D.G back to the side again. Keeping out of trouble of that spinning weapon, and now pushing them into the wall. Good attack by C.D.G in underneath James and Dan's robot now. James and Dan's robot gets away, C.D.G chasing it down. Spinning up again is James and Dan's robot, another good collision on the front. Spinning up to speed now. Now we're getting somewhere. The weapon spinning up quite nicely. C.D.G has lost a wheel and is now stuck on a seam in the floor. Can they get away? James and Dan's robot is up to speed, but they can't deliver that weapon. C.D.G spinning in circles. James and Dan's robot towards the pit button, but doesn't go for it. Thinking about it, C.D.G have now beached themselves on their own wheel. They can't get away. And immobilised, and I think James and Dan's robot is going to take the victory and has thrown its weapon belt right at the end. Away we go. Good start from Underachiever, spinning up, slowly feeling each other out. Spinning up as it goes. Gravedigger and Hercules come to blows slightly. Now that weapon's up to speed for Underachiever. Can it make contact with anything? Gravedigger tentative, and that's why I got a good smack there from Underachiever, and again, and the whole top panel's been ripped away, and it's struggling to maneuver. One of the teeth off of Hercules, I think, has gone. Hercules using those prongs very well to hold Underachiever at arm's length and direct the weapon of Underachiever into Gravedigger, who's really, really struggling. Hercules too moves away again, trying to get round to the back of Underachiever. Heading towards the pit button, decides against it. Underachiever pushed back against the wall by Hercules and makes contact with the wall. Good aggression from Hercules here, using those front arms to keep them at arm's length and keep them away. Excellent stuff here from Hercules. Are they trying to snag the removable link out the back? That's very clever if they are. Really doing well to avoid that spinning weapon. Underachiever struggling on one side to translate, and now Hercules again using those jaws to just keep them just away. Hercules using the jaw again to keep Underachiever away. That spinning weapon can't really make a decent bite on the grabbing robot, the four-wheel drive machine. Underachiever in the jaws again. Underachiever in underneath now and holding them there. Gets away. Underachiever trying to spin up again, but can't get away from the aggression of Hercules the second.
7,
we are going to go to a
6,
judge's decision.
5, 4, 3,
Clock ticks down
2,
between
1,
Underachiever and Hercules 2. Great fight from the pair of them. Well done. Begin. Alexander the All-Right up to speed. Flipan out of the square towards Alexander, spinning up, opening its mouth, trying it in underneath. Alexander spinning up quite nicely. Flipan round the back. Didn't get a good connection. Making a nice noise, Alexander the All-Right, but is juddering around at the moment. Maybe struggling on one side for drive. Alexander now shredding the front. He had a few nice little bit of noise there. Something's grinding away. Not quite sure what. Pit is available. 30 seconds into the fight, you can press the pits button to activate the pits. Alexander the All-Right not really getting the contacts they probably would like on Flippant, and now Alexander has stopped. Flippant is still moving, Alexander isn't moving. They're high centered, I think, on the seam in the arena. They're away now, just in time. Flippant, little look maybe, and the pit button is activated by Alexander the All-Right. Flippant trying to get round the back of Alexander, can't quite grab them. Alexander the All-Right's weapon has stopped. Flippant is still working. Round the back goes Alexander. Something's making an awful row inside Alexander the All-Right. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it doesn't sound particularly happy. Now it's starting to get up to speed once again. Alexander the All-Right's up to speed. Can they get a good connection on Flippant? They can't quite. Flippant away again. Round the back, and a good smack on the back of Flippant. Close to the pit. Thinking about taking the big dive there, doesn't do it in the end. Alexander back up to speed again. Flippant very close to the pit. One wheel over. Are they going down? Yes, they are. Flippant down the pit. Alexander the all right. In, we are away. Spins and needles. Cranking through the gears. Chain Bastard closing them down. The chainsaw is off. Demon Spirit sliced up by Chain Bastard through the top armour. But there goes Spins and Needles spinning up to speed. It's cranking up and slicing through. Chain Bastard on top of Demon Spirit. The chainsaw going through. Slice on a big slam there by Spins and Needles. The link has come out of Demon Spirit. That is the end of their fight. Spins and Needles has stopped spinning. And why is that? Chain Bastard hanging off. Chain Bastard is moving back towards the pit. The pit is available. Spins and Needles has stopped moving. Chain Bastard spins up again and slicing through the top. And off comes the top armour. We love to see it. Chain Bastard has, I think, killed it. Is that the end of Spins and Needles? Chain Bastard with the goggles. We love to see it.
That's the first time in Beetleweight we've had chainsaw damage ever.
Pushing machines, away we go. In underneath goes Grabber Wobber to start off with.
Yeah, this will be an interesting battle. You can see Loki with the much wider wedge, but Grabber Wobber has those little forklets, and usually those will win in a head-on collision, but it can be very deterministic.
But look at that, in underneath goes Loki and grabbing hold of Grabber Wobber, pinching that corner. Can Grabber Wobber get away?
Yeah, you can hold for a maximum of 20 seconds, but these are the areas where you can really control an opponent if they can't get out.
Absolutely, you just need to hold out for that pit button to be released, and then it can be all over just like that. The pit button is available. Grabber Wobber now grabs hold of Loki in response and drags it away. Lovely control here by David.
Very dangerous spot for Loki at the moment. If Grabber Wobber can still drive, and it looks like they can.
And the pit button is pressed. Loki has to be released
really
and has been.
And, quite close. Okay, wow, that was close for both of the robots.
Yeah, absolutely. Good control to get away there from Loki just in time. They just managed to hold out for long enough. Loki now in underneath Grabber Wobber.
So we might see a reverse of just what we saw here, but it's one thing to get an opponent near the pit. You also don't want to go in yourself.
And they don't want to go in themselves, but how are they going to get Grabber Wobber off? Well, like that, but it couldn't quite deliver it to the pit. And now Grabber Wobber underneath.
Yeah. Clinging to dear life there, Grabber Wobber on Loki, and now it's swapped over again. This is going to be a very tough match for the judges if it comes down to a decision.
So far, I think it's kind of 2-3 in favour of Loki for getting it in underneath, but Grabber Wobber has got kind of one of its uprights caught under the wedge of Loki. I wonder if that could be difficult to release. Apparently not.
There we go, that's all right. And there we can see again
Loki underneath this time. Oh, but but now Grabber Wobber speared the wall, and Loki leaves it alone. And I wonder if that will be all. Grabber Wobber's wheels are spinning.
This is the danger with those wedgelets. They are so easy to get under. A wider wedge tends not to get stuck under as much, and it's cost Grabber Wobber.
And that's the end of Grabber Wobber. Away we go. Up to speed goes Turbines, lifting Flipper. That's a great attack there by Befuddle. Great start from Befuddle.
Yeah, this is going to be a challenge for Turbine to get around because it's so long and Befuddle is so small.
Yeah, and as well as that, it's such a tiny little robot to kind of get around. Like, it's just so nimble and agile. It's going to be a difficult task for Turbine to accomplish, really.
I mean, it's at the moment Befuddle is seemingly controlling the pace. Turbine trying to get some space, but it's incredibly long. It's going to be very hard to turn.
Yeah, Befuddle reversing back to go in for another attack. Turbine, can they can't really get enough purchase on Befuddle, can they? Befuddle hits the pit button, that's
going down.
An opportunity for Turbine.
Going down.
To be fair, Befuddle hasn't really used the weapon beyond the first engagement, so at the moment we're still waiting to see them both come into effect.
Absolutely. Turbine still trying to get round to the side, just can't quite manage it. Befuddle around the back a little bit more easy because, as Zoe said, it's a longer robot, it's harder to turn, especially with the wheels all the way at the back. It's not four-wheel drive, so it can't just turn on its own circle.
Befuddle has an interesting choice because they seem to be controlling the fight, but do they want to risk going for the pit, even though they probably could push Turbine? It's still a massive risk to do so.
Because you might fall in yourself.
Yeah.
We've seen that already today.
There we go.
Befuddle trying to get far enough underneath to use the weapon, hasn't quite managed it yet.
Turbine is sort of catching the top of the Befuddled slipper, but just because of the geometry, it's not getting anything.
Not snagging quite right. Oh, and there goes the wheel. That could be crucial damage later on. Befuddle has nudged the wheel off of Turbine. We saw that wheel go earlier on today.
Turbine can still fight, but its mobility is massively impacted, and there's so little time to do anything at this point.
Yeah, it's stuck against the wall. They can't get away. I think we're going to go to the judges anyway. But it may just be a formality at this point, I think.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Good efforts there, but
absolutely not. And it really was just pushing it into the spinner. Outrageous.
You can see NITRITE up to speed, already landing a shot.
Oh, and is that the end of the big Baba Yaga robot? I think it might be. There's no movement, and the little mini bot is going to fight all by itself. Although NITRITE has stopped now as well.
So what happens in this situation?
Surely, and now the mini bot's stuck. Well, that's it.
So
right. So does Baba Yaga win?
Well, it depends on if the
away we go. Ray straight out the traps. Very quick around the arena floor.
Yeah, Ray seems to have the speed advantage, but that plow on Cormoran is actually
very good at corralling like that. And Ray pushed against the arena wall. Ray in underneath now.
Yeah, this fight is already not going to what I think many people expected it to go.
Especially when Cormoran just struggled to get to the starting space.
There we go. This is the best it's ever done. I'm just quoting that for the
from the
online viewing audience so they can hear it here. But genuinely, Cormoran is
doing really well. Just like shepherding Ray into the pit button and slowly pushing it round. The pit opens up now. Ray will have to be careful and so will Cormoran. Very close to the pit, and Ray
very nervy,
almost down out again.
Ray is around.
Cormoran in underneath.
Yeah. It feels like unless Ray goes head on with the fox head, Cormoran will just, because of the angularity of the wedge. Ray, very
Cormoran,
close.
so close to the pit.
Scary stuff.
In underneath goes Ray. Can they just leave them in the pit?
Oh my goodness me! What a move!
That's in. Yeah. That's in enough. And Ray is your winner. What a great bit of driving.
That is as far down the pit as.
Activates.
There we go.
Zipping straight out of the box, but there is Rudimental. Good little self-right there.
As much of a burnout as you could do on foam wheels.
Yep. In underneath goes Antithesis. Can they get that crusher into play?
Yeah, Rudimental has a really fast flipping arm there, to be fair, and they can definitely get some control points on Antithesis here.
So far, so good, I'd say, for Rudimental, winning the ground game more often than not. But now, look, those barbed forks on Antithesis.
Yeah, the speed on both of these is truly impressive.
It's exceptional. Both of them zipping around the arena quite nicely. Antithesis and Rudimental hooked on one another. Those barbed forks on the front of Antithesis.
Yeah, we might need to get to an unstop. Oh, never mind.
As we say that.
Excellent stuff. A good pass there from Rudimental.
Good self-right from Antithesis. So far, good back and forth between the two. The pit is available for both of them.
I mean, when you have robots this fast, the time window to actually use your weapon and attack is tiny. Yeah. So fair play to both of these competitors.
Good attack there by Rudimental in underneath, but now look at that.
That's
Antithesis has the crusher in place. Can they drop them in the pit?
They're very, very close.
Rudimental. Oh! They're both in.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no!
No one's touched the floor, but I think right. I'm so proud of myself. Will they be proud of themselves? Aries straight underneath there, zipping around. Now Kairos getting in underneath Aries. There was also a mini bot on the Kairos team, the little red mini bot, driven by Becca of Abracadabra. In goes Aries. In underneath, haven't seen the flipper yet. Now we do. Nice little flick there. Stuck under the wall, but gets away. Kairos trying to get into the action as well. The mini-bot kind of shunted away there by Aries. Aries taking a lot of inspiration from Toxin, but oh, dearie me. And they've stuck themselves on the wall and sparks fly from Kairos. The pit button activated. Aries gets away though, just about. Aries in underneath. Can they turn Kairos over? They don't. That mini-bot proving a nuisance, opening the pit button, and once again, the forks of Aries under the wall and sniping the link maybe. Can they get the removable link? They can slice through the tyre of Aries. The forks buried under the arena wall. Kairos coming in again, but Aries just about gets away in time. Aries trying to get to the front of KAIROS. KAIROS up against the arena wall. Can Aries knock them out? Not quite. Damage has been sustained by Aries. In underneath Aries again. It's zipping around quite nice, but not really effectively using the... Oh, there's smoke. There is smoke from KAIROS. The arena has been... The fire has been stopped. Smoke activates. So both weapons up to speed, although there's a bit of struggling for PANTHOR.
I can see Bon has removed the lifter, presumably because PANTHOR is actually very capable of reaching that lifter.
Absolutely, and also capable of turning it over. PANTHOR is now up to speed. Struggled to begin with, but a good initial impact from Bon, and a good attack from PANTHOR.
That's a belt off.
It is a belt off, and who is it off? I think it might be off Bon, and now they are weaponless.
A weapon.
I bet that he wishes he had the lifter now, Henry Strang.
I mean, Bon held back at the beginning, arguably giving PANTHOR incredible sportsmanship.
And a great hit there from PANTHOR as a result. It's now a full body spinner, apparently.
Sit and spin. It's
PANTHOR's weapon.
I don't think it's completely over for Bon. If they can get the hit open, they might be able to out-control, but in terms of damage...
PANTHOR isn't really a strong pushing robot. It kind of struggles to guide their opponents to the pits.
Yeah, and PANTHOR's weapon has stopped.
It has.
It is slowly potentially coming back.
It's back again. Slicing it underneath. Felix catching on the plastic there.
Yeah, Bon is a very dense robot, so one unlucky hit could lead to some of the smoke you just saw in the final fight there.
It could. There is a lot of stuff in there, but it's very thick armor as well. It's all machined out of one piece of plastic. It's excellently designed. Really interesting.
The weapon seems...
I've got more smoke.
It's a back and forth fight. PANTHOR, when its weapon is working, is controlling it. Bon, when the weapon isn't, is able to take control. But PANTHOR's weapon hasn't spun for a while now.
Apparently there's some smoke, but I don't know what's going on. I can't quite tell.
Both robots wounded, certainly.
So, no weapon for Bon from early on. PANTHOR trying to guide. Oh! Just like that! Bon to the pits!
Yeah, Bon is gone.
It's gone. Away we go, and do you straight out the track. Oh no.
There you go. I think Lancerfrog is actually going to free Douya.
Brilliant
Incredible sportsmanship.
And now Lancerfrog is stuck as well, I think. Oh dear, Douya straight into the wall. And I think that could be that, unless Lancerfrog can free it quickly.
You can.
And now push the other side in.
Lancerfrog, a shame.
I think that's it. Oh, Douya. The forks. The downfall of Douya. Gizmo in the red. Away we go.
Gizmo didn't really get to show what it could do last round. But
you can now!
You can see why people are scared of it.
Oh my goodness me! Big impact on the front of Gizmo.
There you go, Cosmos weathering them, but that wedge is looking mangled, and it's hard to mangle those wedges.
It is, absolutely. And another big smack again. Gizmo really chewing up.
Lord.
Something went out of the arena, I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
We saw in the last round, Cosmos with a drum attachment. It's now got a big wedge on the front.
I think the wedge was a good idea to have with this abuse that he's suffering. Look at the damage!
Stunning attacks from Gizmo. We didn't really get to see this, as you said earlier on. It was kind of over and out before we got to really see what it could do, but now we're seeing it.
And the stability of Gizmo as well. A lot of verts will be hopping around a lot. Oh, there we have it.
Is that the end of that? I think Cosmos has had enough. Gizmo stands off, and that is the end of the fight. But what a spectacular fight it was from Gizmo. We finally got to see what it can do.
Yeah, no one can fault Cosmo.
Away we go. Keith the Teeth and Baby Drive-By in underneath, and now hooked inside. Hopefully they can unfree themselves a bit later on.
This is going to be most of the fight, I have a feeling. Baby Drive-By getting hooked into Keith the Teeth.
Chomping down on the lifter, I saw that.
Yeah, I don't believe Shane is an orthodontist's license there.
No, it's not. He needs to, there's a root canal in there somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to let go at some point. This might be, well, I say that.
We speak. The fight went straight away. Keith the Teeth getting in underneath.
Going in, very nice.
There you go. Sorry.
Okay, well.
And once again, this time releases.
Now the pit is active, so will anyone go for it?
Baby Drive-By, very cautious not to hook themselves inside Keith's mouth.
I mean, if Keith gets around the side of Baby Drive-By, I mean, they could It could be an effective dustpan actually getting drive-by, but I mean the driving of Shane at the moment.
He's very good. I mean, he doesn't, you know, he won 2 championships in last year, did Shane? Maybe more, I can't remember. He certainly got to the final of another, and right now we're seeing that driving prowess in action. In underneath goes Baby drive-by, trying to lever over Keith the Teeth, but Keith gets to the side nicely, and now in underneath drive-by.
Yeah, I mean, Keith is definitely putting up a good fight here. But you can see just constantly Baby drive-by, able to get around, able to get a lift. This is the most significant one so far.
Really nicely done there by Shane, just manoeuvring in underneath and just gently feeding the lifter in, as opposed to just sending it straight up like he did the first time. Baby drive-by pushing Keith the Teeth into the blue square and now hooking them again, I think, maybe.
Yeah. Not a huge amount of time to go yet. Could this be a hitting, or is Shane going to play for the judges?
I'm not sure. Keith the Teeth, ooh, almost down the pit.
Very close.
Almost in the pit. Needs to be very careful not to drive down. Baby drive-by in underneath, levering them just over, and Keith the Teeth manoeuvring around the pit. Beautifully done.
Keith the Teeth hanging
Excellent
on.
driven, and it goes to the judges.
There we go.
Excellent fights.
Keith,
I'll take it.
well,
We have a fight happening as we speak. Attitude Adjuster and the Combobulator.
You can see here,
Oh.
Attitude Adjuster waiting to get that weapon up to speed. You can see it now. There's a lot to manage on a hammer saw. You got to manage the disc, the arm, and the Combobulator is up to speed, so that weapon can hit hard.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as it hits, it should deliver a good smack to Attitude Adjuster, but if it can deliver the weapon on top like that, very spectacular when it works. Attitude Adjuster.
I mean, we've seen from the previous fight with Antithesis, the
Oh.
Combobulator does not have a lot of top armor.
Another great hit there from Attitude Adjuster, trying to get in underneath the Combobulator with its forks. The Combobulator also spinning up to speed. And a great
And there
attack!
we go, we have a
and a spear through the top armor, and I think, can Attitude Adjuster free itself? I don't think it can.
I think we have a tap.
Rob, the judge next to me, has just told me that's exactly the same place where Combobulator got punctured earlier by Antithesis. Oh, really? Oh, okay, so the robot has been knocked out. The Combobulator has been eliminated with that one shot from Attitude Adjuster. Away we go.
I mean,
Look at the lip. Oh, beautifully done by Blast Furnace.
and the sportsmanship there, you can see.
Excellently
there.
done, and they now lock themselves together.
Oh no. Okay.
They're free. Blast Furnace. Every robot that builder James builds always has a little bit of orange on it. This time it's those struts at the rear end to help itself right. Mr. Pointy.
I mean, the googly eyes of Mr. Pointy have so much character.
They do, and they've improved every single time they've come back. This is their 3rd iteration of Mr. Pointy, and this was by far the most impressive in terms of competitiveness. It's wonderful to see the evolution of that team.
I will say though, at the moment it's quite close, but Blast Furnace has scored hits with both of its weapons. That's very hard to have two
It has,
good
but it
weapons.
has
The
just
Beetle-
speared
oh, no.
the arena wall. Now, we saw Blast Furnace free Mr. Pointy earlier. I think they're going to try and return the favour, and they do. Excellent sportsmanship there
you love
from
to see
Mr.
it.
Pointy. You really do. Mr. Pointy trying to get round to the side, struggling to do so. Blast Furnace well controlled. Those low front forks.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Neither robot seems to win the
Oh,
game.
beautifully done! Really well driven. And Blast Furnace through the redemption. C.D.G in the blue. And a little slow spin up to start off with there by Spins and Heels, but now it's up to kick it through the gears and a big slam on C.D.G. And again, these two are two university teams. Spins and Needles representing Loughborough and C.D.G representing Loughborough. No, they are representing Loughborough. It's a Loughborough derby. And C.D.G at the moment has got Spins and Needles held in this little slot gap in the middle. Apparently they wanted to run a spinner in there originally, but that changed to now this kind of awkward jaw, if you like, static jaw, and they're pushing Spins and Needles towards the pit. They didn't quite time it right though. Spins and Needles gets away. That weapon has stopped spinning. C.D.G grabbing a hold of Spins and Needles. They're going to try and sit and spin instead of actually spin up instead. That's a viable tactic with a robot like this, but C.D.G, Spins and Needles fits perfectly in that little gap, doesn't it? It's just so. C.D.G closing down all the angles to spin to needles. It's kind of an awkward shape to kind of push around because it's round on the outside. They can push C.D.G towards the wall. At the moment, struggling to kind of get any purchase on them. The weaponry obviously is a big factor of spins and needles, so it is kind of handicapped and hamstrung in that sense. C.D.G pushing, almost down the pit there, and they're going to try and direct them again. Not quite at the moment. C.D.G, they've got to be careful not to drive in themselves here.
9, 8.
They are going to go to a decision by the looks of it unless the fight ends
5,
very, very abruptly.
4, 3, 2,
And
1.
that is that. Between C.D.G and Spins and Needles.
We will hold on with this.
Underachiever and Flippant. Underachiever in the blue skirt. Flippant on the red side, obviously now on the other side of the arena. Flippant and Underachiever head to head. Underachiever from Cardiff Uni. Flippant, one of the Bristol contingent here today. Underachiever has that big undercutting weapon. Flippant with that flipping front panel, the green wheels. Underachiever, can they get round the side and cause damage with their weapon? Pit is available, 30 seconds have passed. Can Underachiever cause the damage that they need? Well, it's a big slam there, bouncing off the front of Flippant. In underneath goes Flippant again, trying to turn him over, can't quite manage it.
Good man. Can we get to the ready table? Befuddle, Turbine, Duya, and Salant's Frog.
Flippant was pinned against the wall, but manages to rescue itself just in time there. The countdown was started by Ref Joe. Hello, Ref Joe. He's giving me a wink, that's lovely. Underachiever, round the back of Flippant, but can't really get that purchase with that spinning weapon that they probably would like. Flippant trying to get round to the back of themselves and avoid that spinning weapon, maybe try and turn them over and give them a bit more of a hard time. Neither of them have gone for the pit button, which is interesting with not long left of the fight. Flippant, taking my advice, don't listen to me. It's really not a good idea. Oh, and that could be crucial damage. The flipper panel has gone, it's in the pit as well. Underachiever, all of a sudden may have just swung the fight in their favour, and that is that, I think. Oh, no, it's not.
Begin.
Away we go. Gravedigger moving towards Gimbal Lock. Gimbal Lock, the square-shaped machine with the forks on either side. The Gravedigger with the kind of pointier end at the front. The Gravedigger has that lifting panel to get in underneath and try and turn Gimbal Lock over if they can. The Gravedigger manoeuvring towards the pit button, which isn't available yet. 30 seconds of the fight haven't passed. Gimbal Lock in underneath, pinning the Gravedigger against the wall. Now released. Oh, but the Gravedigger has speared itself at the wall, and Gimbal Lock pressing them into the wall. And they're being counted out because they cannot get away. Gimbal Lock are spinning to win. They think they've won it. Can Gravedigger escape in time? No, they can't. Gimbal Lock from Loughborough go through to the next round.
Begin.
Away we go. Demon Spirit has the lance on the near side. Mohammed Al-B with the forks at the front and the drill at the rear. In underneath, Demon Spirit goes Mohammed Al-B, keeping away, and has now stopped in the middle of the arena. There's some movement. The eyes are wiggling at me, but they've now got going again. That's excellent stuff. Can they keep it running? Mohammed Al-B keeping to one side. Demon Spirit are manoeuvring towards them, but Mohammed Al-B have stopped once again. Pit is available. Mohammed Al-B escapes. Now in underneath goes Mohammed Al-B, not quite avoiding the opponents. Pit button was almost hit there by Demon Spirit. I think that time it was, and it was indeed. The drill is activated on the back of Mohammed Al-B. Can they get away from the arena wall? They can, kind of. Demon Spirit using the fork in underneath. Mohammed Al-B is now high-centered. Mohammed Al-B. Can they get away from there? The drill is now spinning at the rear. Mohammed Al-B staying clear of their opponent at the moment. Demon Spirit struggling to get towards them. So far, not a lot of action between the two. I wouldn't want to be a judge for this one. I really wouldn't be. I sympathise these three, unless Muhammad Ali decides enough's enough and just drives down the pit. They decide against that. Oh, for a second I thought it was going to happen. Demon Spirit slowly moving towards them, creeping. Muhammad Ali, not the most mobile around the arena, not quite doing the damage they would have hoped with that re-mounted drill. Muhammad Ali stops again. Is there any movement in there? And that's the end of the fight. Good luck, judges. Activate. So, Befuddle with the wedge. Saw Loser with that big overhead spinner. Great start by Befuddle, trying to get in underneath and throw Saw Loser straight out. I mean, one way of avoiding...
weapon so far hasn't been spinning.
I wonder if he's just saving it for later.
I wonder.
Keeping it in weight. Saw Loser, so far, has also struggled to get in underneath. That is a big slam and a big gash at the front, was it? I didn't see. Maybe not.
Big dent there.
Oh, there you go. Now Saw Loser up to speed and bringing the weapon into play and slamming down. And again, this is the Saw Loser.
This fight has suddenly turned around.
Oh, and another big slam. Saw Loser. Oh, so dangerous. And
Befuddle's staying underneath though.
Very well done by Befuddle so far, but another big slam by Saw Loser. The pit button is activated. Saw Loser bouncing around.
Not winning any points for control, but certainly damage and aggression now, I feel.
Yeah. I was sure the pit button was pressed there, but I don't know if I must have missed it. Saw Loser
I don't
again.
know what.
Saw Loser. It's struggling to get in underneath Befuddle, which I'm surprised at.
A very low front.
Going down.
Pit button was activated, it's now gone down.
Going down.
Saw Loser really is struggling to get those forks underneath, and as a result deliver that really perfect shot to Befuddle. I'm very impressed by the driving of Befuddle as well, really giving Saw Loser a hard time. Saw Loser bouncing about all over the place.
It's a little unstable, but getting the job done.
It's so dangerous, you can't give it an open.
It's a big weapon on that thing.
It really is. It's so terrifying.
Oh, this looks risky.
Befuddle,
very risky.
Meanwhile, having a great old time. Oh, so close to the pit. And just escapes. Well driven by the Befuddle driver. Saw Loser spins up again, slamming into the floor. Over it goes again. Stuck on its side. Can't quite get back over. Befuddle here
7
has got a few
6,
seconds to take it to
5,
a very, very
4,
worthy judge's decision.
3,
Saw Loser
2,
struggled
1.
to really get a hold of this fight. And it was a very, very derby one for both, I think.
Wow, another tough call. This is going to be an explosive fight, potentially.
Boring Bot straight across the arena. Gizmo up to speed, spinning up as well. And a big slam on Boring Bot. Can they sell right in time? Yes, they can. Away they go.
Boring Bot trying to get underneath the front of Gizmo there, but Gizmo just getting in with those forks.
Boring Bot, very maneuverable, very quick.
Boring Bot definitely has the drive power advantage here, so using that as best as he can to
Look at that.
Gizmo around.
But the weapon power at the
Any
moment.
mistake and Gizmo gets straight underneath.
Yeah, the weapon power.
Oh, big hit there.
I thought it was going out, but it wasn't quite out. And as that caused problems
Gizmo,
for Boring Bot, I think it might have done. The
Gizmo
side
seems
of
to
drive
have
is
jammed up one
gone.
side.
Crab walking its way to that pit button. Gizmo trying to get back in there and cause some more damage. In underneath. Boring Bot close to the pit. Oh, over the pit.
That's good.
But no life from Boring Bot now.
Boring Bot at all. The lights are on, but no one's home.
And that is it. Gizmo is going to go through, I think, to the round of 16. And a solid effort from Boring Bot. A good fight.
Begin.
So both robots are circling each other, trying to get underneath each other. Bit of a gentle start here. It's a good grab on there from DECALODON. Generally the robots are circling each other, no real aggression so far.
Pit enabled.
Pit's now available for the teams.
The drive is pretty even on these two. Definitely all about that ground game, which continuing to win.
DECALODON's doing a very good job here of keeping in front of, or out of the way of the arm, as I said. Hasn't taken a single major hit so far. Attitude Adjuster really struggling to get that arm in play here.
Actually, just really going for hits now. Knows he needs something. That's damage or aggression.
That weapon is spinning, but just struggling to bring it into play.
Going to try and use it to divert now.
Reversing into Decalodon, trying to get some sort of damage. Swing the fight his way, but so far I think Decalodon is on top. Decalodon, by the way, a beautiful robot. Lovely bit of work there.
Great speed.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not been a dull moment. Some good hits there by the Adjuster. Weapon not spinning, sir.
Weapons up. He keeps getting hits, but it's just Decalodon just keeps going.
10, 9.
There's a hit there, but
Last couple of hits there.
whoa! Saved by the bell.
Just after the timer. That will go to the judges.
This and Meanie
Begin.
Mouse. Meanie Mouse up to speed with the big pink spinner blast furnace. With the dual weapon, the lifter and the hammer on top. Blast furnace. Oh!
Getting stuck in there.
Yeah,
Quite
something snagged in there. I don't know what it was. Meanie Mouse pushed back by blast furnace. Underneath goes blast furnace.
Ooh,
Meanie Mouse has
Meanie
stopped
Mouse has just
completely.
stopped dead.
There's nothing. No life from Meanie Mouse. Oh, he's back
And
again.
he's back.
Oh, Will controlling the robot then and just suddenly kicked back into life. What happened there?
Who knows, but this fight is still back on.
It is.
The weapon isn't going anymore, but both of them are still driving.
Yep. Still going. Meanie Mouse pushing blast furnace back against the wall, releasing as he is required to do by the rules. Trying to pin someone there for 10 seconds. Blast furnace, swing and a miss for them. Meanie Mouse zipping him out very nicely, it has to be said.
Meanie Mouse is a nicely built robot.
It really is. And can they push blast furnace out of the arena? It's close.
Dangerously close there.
Really
Definitely
close.
scoring points if nothing else.
No.
Ooh.
And they didn't. I was going
Blast
to leave him
furnace seems to
there.
be stuck. Can it
they-
free itself?
They're trying. They're swinging the hammer. Is there any life left in blast furnace? There's not.
It looks. Ooh.
And Meanie
Feels like high
Mouse.
tension, so it's George countdown.
Oh, it's
Begin.
cursing you. Away we go. Ray straight across the box to try and get in underneath. But look at Babrog.
Two speedy control bots here.
Absolutely. We saw Babrog earlier on do a fantastic suplex. Can it do it again? In underneath it goes and turning Ray over. Stuck
Wedged
on
against
the
the
wall.
wall there. Is it going to get down?
Oh, excellent sportsmanship from Babrog, freeing Ray
Yes.
from the arena wall. You'd love to see it.
Doing
In
it.
underneath. Did Owen try and release Ray to try and get that suplex? I know that's what he likes to do. Pits enabled. Babrog pushing, really aggressive.
Controlling this fight, pushing him around.
And has
all over the
hooked
place.
the chassis of Ray. The pit has been pressed.
Going
This is
down.
lovely stuff. Babrog,
Going
the
down.
pit's going to go. Can they get Ray off the floor? Well, they can't. But Ray's in the pits. He's in the blue. Aries has had a few technical gremlins, apparently, according to
As
Boris.
has Ion.
Yes,
Ion is
Ion.
moving, so
Big sparks off the front of Aries, two very beautifully designed machines. There's long tendril forks at the front. Oh, and a big slam there. Ion.
it's still going. That left-hand drive is a little bit funky, but
And now Aries has pinned himself into the wall. Can it free itself in time? He's trying, he has. Well done to Hop and just pinned itself straight back in there.
Pips enabled.
Oh, Sean.
can Ion wiggle itself free from this mess?
He's trying.
Oh, there he
has.
is.
Oh dear. That's the end of Aries.
Seas.
We've said about spearing the wall before. Blue square. Away we go. Good spin up from Speeny.
Wow, there's a lot of noise from that robot.
Making a lot of noise. Rudimental bouncing around, bouncing off that front egg beater weapon, which is
And now
slowed to a
less
stop.
noise as the weapon is ground to a halt.
And the robot is ground to a halt, and they are stuck together. I don't think they're going to be able to free each other here.
I can see one wheel moving, two wheel moving, but two
Yeah.
wheels across two robots does not make
Fight
sense.
paused.
One, activate. We are away once again. As we can see, no weapon there on Speedy. Forks of Rudimental now.
Getting in there and doing their job.
Absolutely. Doing what it needs to do. Hook that belt off of the pulleys and flip over. Speedy, can they get them out of the arena? There's a real prime opportunity here for Rudimental.
Doesn't need to, he just needs to wedge him against the wall and keep him there.
They can do. Are they going to go for the coup de grace? Surely they're going to leave him. Yeah, he's left him. Rudimental. Beautifully done.
This stage of the competition is sometimes best to go for the safe bet.
Begin. Straight out the traps, Abracadabra, straight across the arena. Brilliantly done. One of the horns of the stream mech though has gone. It could be potentially an issue if they get turned over. But look at Abracadabra.
Great job.
Leaving up by the wheel. Fabulous driving again. Not the first time they've done it either. Abracadabra.
Really managed to keep them at arm's length there, away from that weapon as much as possible.
Yep. Count has been done for the pin. We're allowed 10 seconds. Abracadabra, a few hits now from Nitrite.
No, it's down. The drive seems to be struggling a little bit.
Oh, smoke!
A little bit of smoke. That's Nitro.
Who was that smoke? What was the damage? Who was
like
smoking?
it might have been Nitrite's weapon.
Oh, yeah. The pit is reascending. I don't think it was open. Nitrite has now got no weapon. Abracadabra.
Looking a little bit limp there.
Yeah, lost a wheel, I think, but still good.
Still able to move.
Nitrite trying to push Abracadabra around.
Both robots a little bit more sluggish than they were at the start of the fight.
But Abracadabra, of course, had that brilliant lift at the start. Can they get in underneath again and turn them over? And there goes a wheel!
Oh, that's definitely...
and it hit the pit button.
Hit the pit button, what a good shot.
Try doing that again. Abracadabra, now...
Now both robots in a crab-walking battle. This is...
Oh, and high-centered briefly, and high-centered again. Nitrite, one wheel off the ground.
Could be the end.
Abracadabra.
It's going to leave them there.
Sensible, I think. And that is the end of Nitrite's run.
A worthy winner there. Abracadabra so strong at the beginning of that fight.
That brilliant lift, hooking the wheel. It was beautifully done. Away we go.
Straight. Bounced off each other in the middle of the arena there.
EMP in a turns over, baby drive by straight away. Great control there from EMP.
Getting
Looking
straight
much
under
more
them,
like
bullying
it.
him.
Yeah, but now baby drive by in underneath. The ground game battle will ebb and flow between the two.
Baby Drive-By does have those forks, so should have the advantage of the ground game, but EMP still managing to...
It's driving a lot better than it did last time.
Baby Drive seems to have some trouble here getting in the control. I think that's comes out there briefly.
I think it was a little nick in the floor there. EMP escapes the pit. The pit button was activated by Baby Drive-By. EMP circling.
Going down.
Have to avoid that
Going
hit.
down.
EMP.
Oh, dangerous there
Oh,
for
the
Felix.
dangerous-
Oh! Almost baited him in.
That was tactical from Felix, I know it was. I'm sure he'll claim it was afterwards as well. EMP trying to get round to the back of Baby Drive-By like
good
that
flip
and
there.
turn him over. Well recovered, Shane.
Really good driving here on both sides.
Brilliant stuff. This is what you want to see.
Oh, it's a risky one.
Baby Drive-By hooking EMP. Can they guide them towards the pit? It's a difficult ask. Oh, not quite. Well
what a
recovered
save
EMP.
there by Felix.
Hooked now though by Baby Drive-By.
Can he do
Can
it
they
again?
get them
Can he do it
out?
again?
Yes, he can. Oh, and almost down the pit as well, Baby Drive-By. Great recovery from both. This is excellent stuff. Two master craftsmen at work. Baby Drive-By again underneath, but EMP is just a slippery little customer. Can't get rid of it. Baby Drive-By going around the side again, starting to get a bit of a stranglehold of the fight. Now EMP needs to turn it on
He's
its
trying
head.
to get back underneath Baby Driver here, but those forks of Baby Driver doing their job.
EMP is just, it's a difficult one to beat. Oh, and again, driving so much better than it did in the first fight. It looks like we're going to go to a decision. There's only a few seconds left. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and cease.
Wow, that was a...
What a great fight. A round of applause, please, for both the drivers. Icebreaker and Loki, and out of the arena we have Owen joining me on commentary again from BABRÓG.
Yeah, I left my can of Monster here last time, so I'm back to get it. Anyway, here we have it. Icebreaker.
Loki, oh, Loki.
Very low down!
Oh! Well, that is... Well.
That was...
Icebreaker so manoeuvrable around the arena.
Big
Contradiction and Panthor. Panthor straight across the box.
Yeah, here we have it.
Not spinning up though.
Yeah, Contradiction staying
Oh, a
in
big
center.
hit there from Contradiction. Off goes one of the wheels of Panthor. What can Panthor do?
Yeah, it's not
Avoid
a problem
that
now.
attack.
If they're upside down, it's a problem. But for now, they're landing the right side up. Oh, I say that.
Well, the famous phrase for Pussycat was it always lands on its feet. So far, so good.
Yeah, and
Until then.
Yeah, it's been defeated.
Yeah, there's no feet on that cat anymore. Oh, it's brutal attacks from Contradiction. And there we have it, Contradiction. Systematic, stylish, and through to the round of 16. For Contradiction, brutal attacks and a brilliant performance. Big LND and Sir Lancerfrog in the arena. Lancerfrog charges down Big LND.
Yeah, big repair effort for Lancerfrog after the last fight. This is a very
robust
fight.
though from the defense from Sir Lancerfrog. In underneath Big LND, trying to use the Big LND's weapon against it like that.
I mean,
deflect them over and out of the arena is
Yeah.
I think the big plan here.
LND has so much energy in that weapon,
But it has lost a weapon belt and it's not spinning as well as it should be. And now this is Sir Lancerfrog's chance to capitalise.
Yeah, this is looking very good for Lancerfrog.
It's so smooth as it moves around the arena as well. Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's experience, it's tuning the drive, and I mean, you can see here, like, there's very little LND can do. Not impossible, but this is
It's a big ass now. They haven't got that enormous weapon at the front. So Lancerfrog chasing and harrying as it's wont to do. It never gives up.
Yeah, well, they've weathered the storm. They've taken the damage. It's still functional. But there's a lot to go. There's half of this fight still to happen, and you know, anything can happen when you've got a hole that size in the arena.
Absolutely, but Nick just needs to take his time and not rush it, just kind of guide. Well, or just do nothing and let Big LNT drive down himself. Much better. There we go. Both weapons spinning up slowly. James and Dan's robot with a big smack on the front of Underachiever, now returning the favour. Underachiever trying to get to the sides of Dan and James. Is it James and Dan's or James and Dan's robot? I should get that the right way around, really. Turned over. There's some foam all over the floor. I wonder what's happened there. Underachiever trying to get around to the back. There's a removable link sticking out the back of James and Dan's robot.
Pit enabled.
Pit is available. 30 seconds have passed. And James and Dan's robot have bailed for the pit. The weapon isn't working, whereas Underachiever's still is. The old heave-ho down the pit is always a viable option if you're struggling for damage points. Underachiever trying to get around to the back and does so. Underachiever. Weapon has now stopped on Underachiever as well. Back up to speed it goes. James and Dan's robots at the rear of Underachiever. Underachiever trying to manoeuvre himself, trying to hit those wheels with that spinner if they can do so. So far, looking pretty good for Underachiever. Their weapon's still running. A big slam there, and off comes the whole wheel of James and Dan's robot, and they will really struggle for manoeuvrability now. It's a big ask for them to come back from this point, but you never know, strange things have happened. Underachiever trying to get round to the back again, and does hit them again. Careful of that pit, it is a yawning chasm. Not long left. Oh! Underachiever, oh, they've made a terrible mistake! They bounce off! Is off and underway. Alexander the All-Right up to speed. Struggled to do so in its first fight. It was making a lot of
looks like speaking of ground game versus pure weapon power here.
Has got a little bit of a fork set up on the front, says Alexander, but not very much. Oh, and didn't quite make contact there with the shell of Gimbal Lock, who is running away. And I don't blame them, because the weapon doesn't look particularly friendly on Alexander the All-Right.
It's mounted quite high, but even then you can still
Pit enabled.
Yep. In underneath is Gimbal Lock, pushing back on Alexander the All-Right, trying to get some kind of purchase. It's shaking about, it's making a hell of a noise, and so off comes one of the sets of forks on Gimbal Lock's rear
hear that
side.
weapon gently getting up to speed now.
Absolutely, it's now it's starting to make a bit of a noise, making a nice little racket. Pit button is pressed by Gimbal Lock. In underneath goes Gimbal Lock, pushing Alexander back all the way to the pit.
What a finish!
Brilliantly driven. The team from Loughborough go through. Begin. The chainsaw up to speed immediately on Chainfast and slicing.
Can he reach?
Not quite. Aiming for that battery.
That smooth polycarbonate at the top's doing a good job. I think the only thing he can really get purchased on the wheels, but he's going for it.
He's sending it in. Look at that, straight through the top if he can. Not quite managing to get any sensitive parts yet of C.D.G. Lovely actuation though on the top of
Already
Chainmaster.
roughed up one of the wheels.
Absolutely. Chain Bastard.
Oh, we can get the edge there.
Slicing in, maybe. Can he do it? He's trying it. It is available. Trying to slice through the top. Just struggling to do so, not really getting the purchase required.
Almost getting the wheels there.
Yeah.
Little nick out. Oh.
Close again. Just trying to catch some edges if they can do.
Going down. Pit.
There goes the pits.
There's no really tasty bits to grab onto with that sword.
There's no catch point. There's a few at the back. They can't quite reach down low enough.
You can't quite get around back to the robot to get those wheels.
The angle isn't quite right, is it? Chain Bastard pushing back once again. C.D.G.
Doing a very good job of keeping Chain Bastard at arm's length.
It is. Those kind of almost gap in the middle. And now in that kind of little opening in the middle where they wanted to have
into the wheel.
A spinner originally, they kind of got them caught in there. Do a little slice again. Chain Bastard really trying to get through the top. They've struggled to do so with the ease they did in the opening rounds.
That left-hand wheel's looking a bit more rough, but it's still functioning as a wheel.
Something's cutting. I don't know what it is, but something's going through. A few slices appearing.
Straight over the battery there. The top plate's doing a good job of keeping it protected.
Playing absolute roulette with that top plate.
He's got a good cut there.
Not long left of the fight. I think he's going to go to the judges. And a good fight between the two. A round of applause, please, for C.D.G. and Chain Bastard.
Begin.
Apparently we do have a fight.
We do have a fight.
We have a fight.
Sam, you lied.
I thought I didn't have a fight, but we do. Mohammed Al-B in the red square and Hercules 2 from Bournemouth University in the blue square. Mohammed Al-B, statuesque at the moment.
It's unfortunate. It seems to have got either stuck or just lacking in drive power. The weapon on the back is still moving away.
We're moving again.
Oh.
Hercules 2, zipping around the arena. Can they get a good grab hold?
Seems to be struggling for either ground clearance or weapon drive power.
Not sure which it is.
There's claws on Hercules keeping it the bee well at bay.
They're very good keep away sticks, aren't they? Just nudge them around with them. Hercules 2, zipping around quite nicely. Mohammed Al-B hugging the wall and now being hugged in turn by Hercules 2. It is available for those who want it. Hercules circling Mohammed Al-B, pushed against
Mohammed
the wall.
Al-B drilling into the wall there.
Trying to find a
not its opponent.
Trying to find its way out, I think. Mohammed Al-B. Wheels are spinning.
Wheels are spinning, but it just doesn't have purchase on the front there.
No, not quite. Does get going again. Sometimes it just kind of grounds out a little bit, pushed into the corner by Hercules 2. Hercules trying to get around to the front and grab a hold of them. Doesn't quite get the pit button.
They are close though. I think that counts.
Yeah, I think so.
Pit going down.
It's going down, as we heard the announcer
Going
say.
down.
Mohammed Al-B delivered to it.
Great manoeuvring there.
Just escapes though.
9.
Last few seconds
8,
of the fight.
7.
Are we going to see
6,
someone end up in the
5,
pits?
4.
It's going to be
3.
close.
2.
Mohammed Al-B's going to survive for a judge's decision against Hercules 2. Attitude adjuster in the blue square. Meanie Mouse now covered in pink tape. And that sounds a much more ferocious weapon than it did before. Meanie Mouse, oh, big impact! And a drive side has gone completely on attitude adjuster. Sliced away, and Meanie Mouse whips a side panel off as well. The wheels are going flying. Attitude adjuster responds in turn. A big slam on top. What can Meanie Mouse do to escape? They have done, but they've stopped in place. They did this earlier on in the competition. They've lost the drive side maybe. No, they're good. Attitude adjuster pushed against the wall. Meanie Mouse stops again. And can they get themselves away? Meanie Mouse has stopped. Attitude adjuster is still moving its wheels. How will this go?
Begin.
Attitude adjuster is moving. Meanie Mouse is not. And they're being counted out. Attitude adjuster is still working and will, by the looks of things, recover. I think so. They're being counted out. And that is the end of Meanie Mouse. Attitude adjuster goes through to the round of 8. Activate. Away we go. Both up to speed and they go together. A big impact at the start. Contradiction upside down. Can they get the weapon into play? Not like that, they can't. They've got to get away from that weapon of, oh, Gizmo into the ceiling. Still running for now. Gizmo starting to create some carnage on Contradiction. Still running fairly happily. Oh, are they going to be running happily now? There's bits hanging out the back. Nothing too exciting though. Oh, and another big impact. And I think that's the end of Contradiction. All sorts of gubs hanging out the back. And away we go. BABRÓG out of the blue square.
Both very fast, nippy robots, aren't they?
Absolutely. Sore loser.
Got the ground game.
Hasn't been at its best today, I think that's fair to say. BABRÓG, meanwhile, has been really well driven and has been continued to do so here. Over goes Sore Loser.
I was going to say he's much cooler on the sticks, Alex, this time with Sore Loser, but maybe that's a bit of confidence. He's got the ground game.
BABRÓG in underneath Sore Loser on this occasion, though. The weapon spinning, but look at BABRÓG, no fear.
Tries to play it as the vert there, and he is now.
It is available. BABRÓG thinks about it.
Oh! Big
And he just dinks it into the wedge.
He's probably stuck in that.
Is Sore Loser dragging or is BABRÓG pushing?
They've separated.
They have separated. BABRÓG will be wary of that happening again. Don't want it to happen too many times. BABRÓG trying to slip around the back of Sore Loser. Oh, Sore Loser in underneath. Restraint with that weapon so far. It is so deadly when it's used in an aggressive manner. But look at BABRÓG like that.
Incredible drive there.
So quick around the arena floor. BABRÓG when it wants to be. Sore Loser, swing and a miss on its side.
Brings it down in anger there.
Yep, Sore Loser now holds it in the corner. That's more like it. That's what they want to do, deliver the weapon like that. Didn't really seem to phase BABRÓG too much though.
Lots of heavy armour on the front of BABRÓG now. I'm pretty sure he's not too fussed about taking those hits.
Although I do think it has lost a side of drive on that right-hand side. BABRÓG will have to be careful now.
Oh, he's a bit sluggish.
Sore Loser. Well, it wasn't really a big meaty hit, was it?
Yeah.
This could be more like it. There you go.
There you go. Right
Much
into
better.
that bottom lifting
Clutched in there. Look at that. I think that's BABRÓG out for the count. Oh, dearie me. It's such a shame. BABRÓG's such a formidable opponent.
Such a good run.
But falling into the stage, fighting Sore Loser, I think. Sore Loser pushing the carcass of BABRÓG.
Will it make it down the pit? 4 seconds to go.
Inexorably
No, he's
to the
left
pit.
it.
All over for BABRÓG. Sore Loser through to the round of 8.
Brilliant performance there from both robots.
Away we go. Baby drive away.
Little hesitation there from Rudimental.
But got the early exchanges right on the ground game and now pushing.
Definitely with the reach advantage there, giving it a lovely little pop.
Lovely little flick over there by Rudimental and driving it back against the arena wall.
Oh, Shane's stuck
Baby
under
drive
the
by
wall.
stuck in the wall. Can they get out?
Probably get away.
Rudimental with a nice little nudge there. Fair play to the Rudimental driver. In underneath goes Rudimental again.
Control of the fight so far.
Really well driven, both of them. And a great flip there by Rudimental. Pit burn activated as well. So far, you have to say, Baby Drive-By is struggling to get a grip in this fight. Rudimental really is delivering the same strategy, but better. It's very, very interesting to watch. Rudimental underneath again.
Rudimental with some really, sometime overwhelming amount of speed there.
Absolutely.
Just that little advantage.
Good flip again by Rudimental. This is excellent stuff.
Baby Drive-By really holding on though, doing incredibly well.
It is. Rudimental. Ooh, carefully does it. Rudimental. Get round to the side of Baby Drive-By. In underneath again, turning it over. Great driving once again. You've got to be careful here. Baby Drive-By. Is there any life in that machine? There is. Oh!
Avoiding the pit there.
But the weapon is snagging. It's not driving upside down.
Something is pressing up against the base plate there.
A little nudge again.
Oh! Will Rudimental get greedy?
Rudimental by the pit. Can they get them down? They're so close. Oh!
He wants that pit.
Oh, I'm so nervous for both of them.
KO.
But he doesn't get it.
Oh, and he saves him from it.
And
Baby Drive-By,
trying to
chance
self-right.
to get over.
Can't right itself. Now does. Turned straight back over by Rudimental. Brilliant driving by Rudimental, I think has dominated the fight throughout. There are 10 seconds left. What can Baby Drive-By do? I don't think the answer's very much. Oh, and almost in the pit again. Oh, it's so close. And it just goes to the judges just about. But Baby Drive-By in the pits.
That eyebrow scares me.
Away we go. Oh, and a great impact to start off by Ion, and again. So Lanzarote chucked over again. Is that the end of that? Oh, it is.
There is no motion.
nothing left for Sir Lancerfrog.
I think that's the end of the frog.
Yeah, fight over. I don't know what happened there to Lancerfrog, but it didn't last very long.
Clinical performance there by Ion. Lovely, lovely fight.
Begin.
Away
And
we
they're away.
go. Weapon spins up for
Icebreaker gets
Icebreaker,
right
but
in
punctured
there.
by Abracadabra's fork, and it's happened for the second time today.
Looks like it's punched.
Oh! Frees
Bit of
itself.
conversation there.
Abracadabra. Oh, a big
big
slam by
hit.
Icebreaker. And
Front
again,
wedge is off. One of
It
the
is.
arms bent.
stuck against the wall. Can they get down? Yes, they can. Oh, what was that that's come off?
That was one of the ablative panels on the top of the back of Abracadabra.
Is there any...
Doing its job.
Well, it is, but it is being counted out. They can't right themselves like that. And it's such a shame because it started so well for Abracadabra.
And that is it.
But it's a win for Icebreaker. It moves through to the round of 8. Hard luck.
No.
Begin.
Away we go.
All right,
Hercules straight across. But that is the best it's span up all
Yeah,
day,
James and Dan, that's a scary spin up, but you
But
can
look,
see.
the fork underneath. Look at
Yeah,
that. Stacked
that's a different
behind
one.
it. I'm
would
so
you-
scared.
You wonder if they ran James and Dan's robot upside down, it might be able to hit the forks, but it can't. Look at that.
That's incredible.
It's encompassing
Hercules
it.
in underneath the spinner. They've got to hit the robot, but they're going to struggle with that because we've seen Hercules 2 excellent drivers throughout this have not really given anyone a chance, have
This
they?
is going to be a very interesting one. It'll all depend on how well Hercules can control and push James and Dan's robots.
Steady at the moment. They're both interlocked.
Yeah, I think they can release. This is very much a stalemate at this point.
It really is. Can Hercules...
Yeah, it's going to have to unstick at some point, I reckon.
Oh, this is... It's like... I don't know how to describe it, but it's the anticipation of something happening.
Begin.
And up to speed again.
Disconnecting.
James and Dan's robot. Can they
Yeah.
get a... Oh,
A bit
oh it's
leery there.
closer.
Weapon slowed down. Has it lost its blade? No, it's
No.
not.
But once again, maybe it has lost its
It's
blade.
slower.
And now Hercules,
I mean, this
what will they do?
It's looking very good for Hercules now at this point. Not
It is.
over though.
No, as we've seen earlier, fights can change very, very quickly.
Hercules is playing this conservatively enough, I'd say.
Yeah.
But they're not going for the pin, which is probably smart. There's not really a huge amount of things
Risk.
that can
No,
do
I
here.
mean, to be fair, if they can keep it running, I mean, they're still running fully, their weapon's still running,
Yeah,
whereas
but-
James and Dan's robot is not.
Yeah, I mean-
that will count against them
I mean,
if it goes to the judges.
Control and aggression is still a factor to consider. There is some damage on the forks of Hercules, but you have to say they've been controlling of this fight outside of that.
Yeah. Well, it is slowing down. Doesn't look
So yeah, we're coming down to the countdown.
We are indeed, and
7,
it looks like it is going to go to the
6,
judges.
5,
Certainly a one bit of a
4,
slower fight than we've
3,
seen, but there is a lot to talk about here.
1.
There is indeed. Goes to the judges between Hercules and James and Dan's robot. The two unit
I
has.
mean, I know we can't be playing favourites. Gimbalok has done very well. It's a very well controlled bot. The
But
Chain
Chain
Bastard has a
Bastard.
chainsaw.
It has got a chainsaw, but it is being pushed back by Gimbal Lock. The chainsaw comes down,
Yeah, a lot of
slicing in on top of Gimbal Lock. He's being very aggressive with his chainsaw.
Yeah, Gimbalok has already lost a fork,
Has.
but it does seem to have the pushing power advantage. Of course, when pushing Chain Bastard, it means it can be stable, allowing Chain Bastard to lower down the chainsaw.
Chain Bastard releases itself. The pit button has been activated by Gimbal Lock, and down comes the chainsaw once again.
Yeah, I'd say the wheels would be the main target. I mean, you can scratch the aluminium, but I mean, is it aluminium or steel?
I can't tell, but it's certainly got a nice few scores on top
Taking
of
a
it. You
few
can see
scores,
them.
yeah. And Chain Bastard is doing damage, but it's mostly because
It's
Gimbalok-
cosmetic, isn't it? And the
Yeah, and
Mechalos
Gimbalok is controlling the fight here.
has lost that fork though on Gimbal Lock, so that will count against
Yeah,
it.
and you can see some shredding on the tires. I mean, that could be a strategy. It'll be hard to position, certainly.
Gimbal Lock keeps pushing them against the wall and pinning
Yeah.
them in place. It's a good strategy, waste of time.
Yeah, very close one. Oh, there we go.
Gimbal Lock releases.
That's still going.
Chain Bastard back up to speed again, and now Chain Bastard brings the weapon down on top.
Yeah, it looks to have lost a little bit. You can see it there tripping
Shredding
away
the
at
tyres. Lovely
But I
stuff.
mean, Gimbalok, it's so well armored. This is the ultimate opponent for Chain Bastard.
Yeah, the fight that we didn't really know we needed, but the fight that we've got
And
nonetheless.
you can see here next to the pit button, I mean, Gimbalok is not risking anything. They're holding them. Oh, that could have been scary.
Very well controlled by Gimbal Lock, I have to say, throughout the fight. They've been very aggressive. They've kept them in the face of Chain Bastard. Chain Bastard's using its weapon to great effect.
Yeah.
I think it is going to go to a decision
Yeah,
though.
this is a very conscious decision by Gimbalok to hold Chain Bastard in place.
Absolutely. 8 seconds to go. 7, 6. Any last-ditch damage for either team. Chainmaster brings the sword back in on the top again, but it is going to go to a judge's decision between Chainbastard and Gimbal Lock.
Give a round of applause to both of these competitors.
Yeah, absolutely. The blue square, away we go. Ion up to speed immediately. Up and through the air goes Hercules 2, and again, Ion corralling them into that corner.
Still going okay so far.
Yep, still good.
No, it's done. It's done.
You say that now, I think that's that for Hercules 2. Away we go. Tentative start from both of them there, but in underneath goes Sore Loser, shunting them around the arena into the wall. The weapon spins up of Sore Loser. Down it comes. Oh, and a big crunch into the top.
Big dent, but it's still going.
Off goes one side of the forks. They won't mind that. Oh, another big impact on the top there of Gimbal Lock. Sore Loser spins up once again. Oh, and another big impact.
Somersault over the top as well.
Yep, complete 360 there. Pitch is enabled. That side is looking a bit chewed up. Sore Loser comes in. Oh, and another big impact. Caving in the students' machine.
That may have done it in now.
It's still going though. No, they're still fighting.
Doing okay.
Sore Loser. Oh,
and another somersault over the top.
Beautifully done. They're still trying. I think Gimbal Lock, I think have had enough. And I don't blame them. Sore Loser through to the round of 4. I'm really sorry, I'm going to have to cut you short. Icebreaker in there with Attitude Adjuster now recovered, but somersaulting all over the place. And under severe pressure from Icebreaker.
Getting in underneath constantly. You know, it's
but now look.
It's still going.
Oh! Nice little reversal there from Attitude Adjuster. We've seen one Scottish Hammer Sword go through. Will we see a second? Pushing Icebreaker back. Good recovery though from Icebreaker.
Yeah, Icebreaker is still damaging in. It's hitting the pit button now.
Attitude Adjuster has come on leaps and bounds in the last couple of years. It's such a ferocious opponent, as you can see by the fact that we're in the top 8 and it's still given as good as it gets. Icebreaker closing down the angles quickly though. Over it goes.
And sometimes getting under the scoop as well.
It really is. They did a fantastic job, and now pushing back again. Those forks starting to get under more and more often for Attitude Adjuster. Icebreaker needs to be careful and not drive down the pits.
They just need to make sure they don't overdrive this fight. They should have it in the bag, but it's still close.
Look at this. Great traction there from Attitude Adjuster. Flirting with the pit. Escapes though unscathed. They can't get underneath anymore with that TPU wedge. They'll be concerned about that. They did that time though. Big hits.
And again.
Attitude Adjuster's side panel is starting to come away a little bit, but it is okay. It's still driving happily. In underneath it goes. Scott.
Brilliant.
Scott
save.
survives very nicely there, just about escaping. Great high frantic action fight this one. Icebreaker underneath again.
This is worthy of a final, isn't it?
Absolutely is. Attitude Adjuster trying to get to the side of Icebreaker in underneath. Icebreaker's weapon has stopped working.
Likewise, the spinner appears to be down on Attitude Adjuster.
In underneath, Attitude Adjuster. Those forks getting right underneath. Icebreaker now struggling.
Into the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, we're going to go to a decision on the looks of it, unless there's a very quick finish between these two. Icebreaker with the heave-ho. Not quite, not quite. Oh! Down the pit. With 2 away we go, straight up to speed is Gizmo. Rudimental closing those angles down, but through the air goes Rudimental. Gizmo in underneath. Good attacks from Gizmo at the start, getting in underneath more often than not. Rudimental. One of those forks bent, but turned it over. Can Gizmo operate upside down? They can. Not as effectively. Great flip there by Rudimental. We saw that a few times in this match earlier on, but we saw that a few times from Gizmo throughout the competition. It's really starting to build a head of steam now. Rudimental backs away.
Just needs to get away from that user zone.
Pit button activated. Will that come into play throughout the fight? Rudimental. Straight down! Oh, dearie me. Away we go. Up to speed, Ion.
Cagey.
Very
Cagey
cagey. Look at this.
Trying to find the angle.
Like that. Can Sore Loser survive long enough to get his weapon into play?
But the forks seem a little bit bent, or something underneath some.
Those forks are high centering Sore Loser. They're okay.
He's down.
Now.
He's okay.
Is the weapon okay? Yes. For now. in underneath. Ion, but not using the weapon yet, sore loser.
No, he doesn't want to hit weapon to weapon. That wouldn't work well for him.
It wouldn't really.
Does want to find the side.
Pit is available for those that want it. Sore loser to the side of Ion.
Ion's
Very
got this
cagey.
interesting armor package that sort of uprights all around the front to stop these front-on attacks from Sore Loser.
But at the moment, Sore Loser hasn't used its weapon, and as a result, is behind. It will start into doing so. Otherwise, it's just going to end up being a win for Ion via the judges. Ooh. Cagey. Oh! Almost out of the arena, and a tyre has gone. But Ion has speared the wall, and could that be that? Ion needs to get away quickly. It does. Ooh. Oh, but the weapon of Sore Loser. Oh, there we go.
Spinning up now.
Oh.
Swing and a miss.
Oh,
that was a hit, though.
But Sore Loser's
off.
lost another tyre, though. That's a problem for them. They'll need to start delivering the weapon much more often than that. Sore Loser bounces over the top. Very nicely done. Oh, big set.
Massive hit.
Lifted it off the floor. Brilliant stuff from Sore Loser. They've all got themselves very much jammed into those blocks on the top, and they've released them.
No one sticks here.
Up and
Ion's
over.
Forks now underneath the robot.
And Ion is struggling to translate across the arena. So is Sore Loser. One tyre left on Sore Loser.
Sore Loser going vert mode
Oh,
there,
they've
getting
got
right
no tyres
underneath.
left. Oh, they can move like that, though. They can use the weapon. Oh, but Ion's not moving either. Gizmo in the blue for a place against Ion in the final.
And it's a good start.
In underneath goes
Gizmo.
Gizmo.
That front wedge
Is now
has some
a big
breaks in
chunk
it.
taken out of it. Gizmo is starting to peel away at that wedge. Oh,
big
massive
hit.
impact. Spearing itself against the wall isn't ideal for Icebreaker, trying to circle around the back of Gizmo. Those forks in the front have been so effective on Gizmo, haven't they?
Gizmo jarring over there. Need to watch that.
They will. Icebreaker again, upside down now. Big smack over.
Oh,
Oh,
nearly out there.
nearly hit the pit button as well, but Icebreaker needs to kind of start recovering, otherwise they're going to be in trouble. Gizmo at the moment in complete control of the fight.
Pit button has now been pressed. You can hear the siren.
You can also hear the weapon of Gizmo scraping underneath Icebreaker.
Oh, it doesn't matter. A win for Gizmo.
Begin. Both weapons spin up immediately. Gizmo and Ion feed each other out.
They're seemingly quite well matched.
Big hit there from Gizmo, up and over Ion. Can they recover from that? Pushing around Gizmo. Ion,
weapon to weapon hit.
Oh my goodness, the
That's what you
weapon's
love.
gone.
It's gone.
Completely.
The weapon is out.
The robot's gone completely.
They've called
Gizmo
it.
is your winner.
What an incredible match.
Spectacular hits, and Gizmo has won